So GameSpot just released this interview of the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero producer, and I wanted to actually go through it because he has a lot to say. So I'm going to be live reacting to this one as it plays. And shouts to GameSpot, obviously, that they managed to somehow get in contact with the Mad Lad while he's so busy. And without further ado, let's see what they have to say. You know,
Jun and Junko. Jun, you're a producer on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and you are our lovely translator for this. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for bringing Dragon Ball to show off to us. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. So this is very exciting for me. I'm a huge Dragon Ball player as well, and it's.
I think every living, breathing human being should be a Dragon Ball fan. If you breathe air and you're not a Dragon Ball fan, you're doing something wrong.
Approach. What was the kind of thinking with that?
Okay, we got Jun Furutani. Oh my god, Jun Furutani. Don't we also have a Jun song on Xenoverse as well? Wow, okay. I guess all the talented people are called Jun.
なんで 3D バトルにしようと思ったんですか、今回のスパーキングゼロ。
そうですね、スパーキングゼロは実は武道会展開地シリーズという名前でこれまでアメリカで出させていただいているゲームになってまして、それのシリーズ作品になってます。
I mean, don't get me wrong, having a translator is cool, but I kind of wish I knew what he was just saying instead.
3D でのアクションゲームにはなっています。
Yeah, so this is part of the Budokai Tenkaichi series, and in the past, you know, we actually wanted to honor that 3D battling that was already part of the series. So that's why we're in 3D battle.
It's been so long since we've had this style of Dragon Ball fighting game. We've had so many other Dragon Ball fighting games since then. Like why now? Like why is this moment to kind of bring this back and like attempt this gameplay? And has there been Are you staying close to the original format, or how are you changing up now?
なぜこの2024年公開なんでしょうか。で、やっぱり前回のシリーズと近い感じにしたんでしょうか、スパーキングゼロ。今回は何か新しいでしょうか。
そうですね、前作が出たのが17年前とかそれぐらい結構時間が経ってるんですね。
I'm curious what the answer is going to actually be here when it comes to what made you want to, you know, redo a Dragon Ball game with the style. Because even I'm curious. I'm sure the real reason is because they know Tenkaichi is just a series that's really appealing to a bunch of Dragon Ball fans. I think it's the best kind of way you could make a Dragon Ball game. Xenoverse would be, but
yeah. So you know, as we mentioned the last time, the part of the series is out is about 17 years ago, and during that time, there were so many fans. So we're really focused on making sure those fans are satisfied with the series of battles you can play in Sparking Zero.
So obviously, the original games they had, they were very faithful to the source material in terms of the characters that were represented, which means various forms of Goku. And since like the last game, that has only increased, and now there's more Gokus than ever. There's more, you know, different Vegetas. You've got more characters now. What was the process like in picking who's going to be involved? Was it a case of just being like, we want to get everyone, or is it a case of, let's be selective, we want, you know, this character from Super or whatever it may be? How did you approach that process?
We're about to hear. Are they being selective with the characters, or are they saying, F it, we ball as many characters as we can possibly get away with?
そうですね、今回ドラゴンボールスーパーからもたくさんキャラクターが出ているというところで、もちろん原作作中の中で活躍していたキャラクターっていうのを中心に今回当然実装させていただいていますし、シリーズの作品であるというところもあるので、なので過去の武道会展開地3であったような形で悟空だけでも当時と同じような形で悟空の前期中期後期アーリーミドルですか、レイトですかね、みたいなものも作らせていただいて、過去に遊んでいた人たちが懐かしかったり、慣れているのでより遊びやすかったりというところも意識しながらキャラクターというのは決めさせていただきました。
Yeah, so so of course we did choose all the characters centered around the classics, of course, and there's also characters from Dragon Ball Super. And
prioritized with classics as well as DBS characters.
We felt that the fans from Budokai Tenkaichi 3, they'll remember, you know, being able to play Goku in his like earlier stage, mid stage, you know, late stage in his
Goku mentions, Goku mid mentions was so back. You know what? They should rename Goku mid to Goku peak in this game and just see the fan reaction to it.
So that's kind of very fan-centered thinking when we were choosing characters.
Yeah. How are you approaching kind of like, obviously, the heart of these games is always like fighting with your friends and that kind of stuff. But for some people, they love the kind of like the story mode, arcade stuff, that kind of thing. How are you approaching that element of it? Obviously, fighting games aren't traditionally super heavy on story, but more recently they have been, and Dragon Ball has a rich history of narrative. How are you approaching that element of it?
Other than the fact that Dragon Ball story is really easy to follow, and they've done it several times, like over and over and over again for every game ever. I do like how this game actually tackles what ifs in a reasonable, substantial, like existing matter. Like, don't get me wrong, Xenoverse also changed it up. All Xenoverse does is like, oh hey look, Tellus and Lord Slugger in a Namek saga. It's like, I'm falling asleep, bro. Tell me something interesting. For example, Sparking Zero already in the Saiyan saga has Goku going Super Saiyan against Great Ape Vegeta, something that Xenoverse, all Xenoverse does is, oh Nappa is also there when Goku's fighting Vegeta, and it's like, god damn, dude. You know?
Yeah, so currently when it comes to that narrative aspect, you can experience that through episode battles mode, and that actually makes you immersed in those iconic battles from the series. And characters such as Goku, like you had mentioned, has a lot of content when it comes to Goku. You know, even with that, within the episode battle, you go from like Reddit's appearing all the way to Dragon Ball Super narrative.
Right.
Okay. So I think it was, you mentioned, Junko, it's been 17 years since the original series, and obviously, like, you know, those were PS2. I think there was one on the Wii, and we've had so many console generations since. And like being able to, like, right now we're seeing on the screen like a full city battle, and I kind of want to know, like, you know, were there very specific episodes I'm sure you're taking inspiration from, but where is, you know, like, how are you using like new technology, a new way to like try and show the scope and power of a fight in Dragon Ball that maybe like the 2D games don't do quite as well, or do in their own way?
やっぱり二次元ゲームで、あとは、昔 PS2 とか Wii で遊べた頃と比べて、やっぱり2024年の技術、あとプラットフォームでやっぱり街の破壊とかはどういうふうにもっとすごい体感アップになったんでしょうか、スパーキングゼロでは。
そうですね、街だけに限らずですね、今回アンリアルエンジン5も使わせていただいて、リアルタイムでその悟空たちの持つ超パワーを体験表現できるような形でですね、ゲームの方は作らせていただきました。なのでビルとかも戦いの余波で激しくドカーンと壊れたりもするですし、他にもですね、ちょっと気をためるだけで草木がバタバタと揺れたりだとか、もう天気まで変わったりとかっていうところまで今回リアルタイムに楽しんでいただけるように今なっています。
So we've utilized, we're on Unreal Engine 5, so we can really grasp those battles in real time. So yes, in the cities there will be massive destruction, and even when any of our characters, if they're able to when they're recharging their ki, you can actually see the blades of grass starting to move, the weather changing, the trees moving. So it's a lot more of a immersive experience thanks to the technology.
Obviously, when you look at trailers of it and videos of it, it looks like it plays like a classic game. What are the kind of gameplay?
Looks like it plays like a damn dream. Look how good this trailer looks. It plays like a damn dream.
予告編だけ見ていて、ゲームプレイの様子が予告編では全てわからないので、スパーキングゼロのゲームプレイの良さって特にこれありますか？
そうですね、スパーキングシリーズは 3D 対戦アクションとして作っているもので、特にやっぱりドラゴンボールの作品自体すごい3次元的で縦横無尽にすごい超スピードで戦うっていうような作品になっていますし、それを自分の手で本当に操作しながら生み出すことができる、超高速で相手を移動して翻弄したりみたいなこともできますし、やっぱりそういうドラゴンボールらしいアクションっていうのをその手でリアルタイムに生み出せるっていうところがこのスパーキングシリーズ、武道回転化シリーズの魅力というふうに私たちは考えています。
Yeah, and we think that what's really especially great about Sparking Zero is that you're, it is, like we mentioned, 3D battle, and the fact that you can control all their movements and how, they're super fast speed, and you can actually control all that and experience.
Yeah, I think that's the best part about Tenkaichi. I don't want to compare it to any other games like Xenoverse and drag Xenoverse through the mod further. But Xenoverse's like movement is already so much more limited compared to just regular Tenkaichi Freeze movement.
In bringing those voices back, are you kind of taking previously recorded stuff and reusing it, which might sound bad, but as someone who loves Dragon Ball, sounds perfect to me. I want to hear him say Kamehameha exactly how I remember it, but what's the approach for audio and that kind of stuff?
声優さんの方なんですけれども、オリジナルの声優さんを使ったり、あるいはもう昔使われた収録を、もちろん今の時代では使い直すのは NG かもしれないけれども、でも昔のようにカメハメハを聞くのはファンとしては大歓迎なんですけど、なので声優さんとかはどういうふうに公開なされる？
そうですね、そこはちょっと私の方からちょっとなかなか申し上げられる部分ではないので、ちょっとここで差し控えさせていただけたらなんですけど。
Yeah, actually, that's an area that is a bit out of scope for
Oh, okay, that's
right now,
fine.
so I
It's a little bit
can't
of secret.
talk about
I'm
too
excited
much.
to see it. Yeah. In terms of the multiplayer stuff, we have the classic battles. What are the other kind of formats that are going to be available in terms of the combat stuff beyond just the one-on-one fight? Usually, you have a little extra flavor in there as well.
バトルのバトルの種類はマルチプレイ、一応1対1が基本ですけれども、他にはどんなバトル対戦があるんですか？
基本的にお客さんはその1対1、プレイヤーは2人ですね、1対1の対戦が基本的になっていまして、その中でチームでその最大5人までメンバーを選んでバトルすることができるというのが基本的なバトルシステムにはなります。
Yeah, so at the core of it is player versus player, but then you can also create teams, a maximum of five players, and battle out that way.
Yeah, that sounds like you can recreate classic moments, I guess. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the online component? Because obviously the previous game in the series or spiritual successors, predecessors, didn't have much of an online component.
Yeah, I'm curious about this part. How's the online going to be like? We live in a very online age now. I wonder how the PvP for Sparking Zero is going to go.
っていうのはそんなになかったので、今回スパーキングゼロはオンラインでは何があるランクなんですか？
そうですね、フレンド同士で楽しむことのできる当然対戦もありますし、ランクマッチという形で強さをどんどん自分で上を目指していくっていう遊び方もできるようになります。
Yeah, so there is, playing with friends, and then there'll be ranked matches as well.
Oh, fantastic! That sounds cool.
I'm super excited about the idea. I'm so fixated on the destruction aspect of it.
I'm
being able to see the scope of these fights because it's such an iconic thing when you get to watch it in an anime. But playing it as a different story. And I was curious if there was a specific character or thing or combination of characters that you love to watch destroy cities or punch through mountains, and what's that like to be able to fulfill that fantasy?
古田さん自身、このキャラクターを都会を破壊するとき見る場面が好きとか、そういった、迫力ある、シーンがキャラクターの要素ありますか？
そうですね、ちょっと当然戦いの中で壊れていくっていうところで都市を壊すためにってわけではないんですけれども、そうですね、例えばブロリーなんかは周囲に木で爆発して、周囲を一気に攻撃することができる技を持っていますし、悟空のアルティメットブラスト一番強い必殺技ですねでいうと、すごい木を体の周りに放ちながら放つすごいカメハメハを打つことができて、かなり盛大にグラフィック表現含めて気持ちの良い表現になっているんじゃないかなというふうには思います。
Yeah, so I would, as examples, I would say Broly. His explosive move actually explodes, around him. So that's very destructive, but Goku's ultimate blast, and he's any of the Kamehamehas. I think the graphics that we're offering now with Sparking Zero is just. It just will feel so much better to really feel that all that power.
On the flip side,
I mean, we already know the destruction's pretty great from the Power versus Speed trailer.
Power and continue to make them fun and interesting. Everyone loves to make fun of him, but some people still love Yamcha. But he doesn't quite have the destructive power of other characters. So how do you approach kind of ensuring that if you decided you want to play Yamcha, it's still fun and there's a lot to see and feel with him?
逆に例えばヤムチャみたいな、そんなに破壊力がすさまじくないキャラクターはどういうふうに工夫してプレイしたいなというようなキャラクターにしましたか？
そうですね、ヤムチャで言うと、ヤムチャもカメハメが
You don't have to do anything to Yamcha, bro. Yamcha is the GOAT, except when he's going up against minus energy Powerball. Then he's he's not really the GOAT anymore. But Yamcha, the GOAT otherwise.
とか、超必殺技早期弾っていう相手に攻撃して木の玉をバシバシと相手にぶつけるような技とかもできますし、やっぱりキャラクターらしいアクションっていうのを楽しんでいただけるようなキャラクターにはなっています。
When he goes on for this long, I wish they just put subtitles.
Even Yamcha, He still can do
He
Kamehameha.
just spoke for like a minute.
So he
And
still has.
The lady
he
is not
still
going to
has,
speak for a minute back. So I'm
he
missing
still
out a
do
lot
that,
of
but
context.
A lot of close combat. He has very specific moves that he can do, including, multiple energy attacks, things like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I mean,
we
everyone
have
can
made
shoot
sure
ki.
to really know and understand the specific qualities of our characters.
まあ、ヤムチャに限らずですけど他にも例えばクリリンとかであれば、太陽剣って相手の目をくらませて隙を作る技も使えますし、残像剣みたいなもので相手の攻撃をうまく自分の残像
If
を
anyone
使って
speaks
回避する
Japanese
みたい
here,
な
please
技
let
もあ
me
った
know
り
what
して、
they're
そういう
saying
か
because
く乱をし
I
ながら
really
戦う
wish
キャ
I
ラクター
knew.
もいたりしますし、そのキャラクターらしい
I know the
戦い方をそれぞ
translators
れ
there, but I feel like a lot of
楽しんでい
context
ただけ
is
るようにはなっているかなと
getting missed
And even
in
Kuririn.
the translations.
He has a solar blast that blinds everyone. He also has counterattacks. So yeah, being knowing our characters really well.
Yeah.
And to bring out their qualities.
Yeah, well, I'm very glad to see the game back, and it's definitely evoking my nostalgia. Thank you so much, Junko, for joining us on the show and bringing Dragon Ball to us. It's hopefully going to be seeing more of it at the show. But yeah, thank you for everyone to watch.
Oh, that was sudden, but yeah, okay, that was good of them. That was nice. Well, we got a teeny bit more information from the producer, mostly about the aesthetics of the game and what the decision making came down to when they were deciding things that should go in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And I think that's pretty good on its own. And I think this is a good place to end the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you enjoyed the video, obviously, again, please leave a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe. It greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. Love you all. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.